Hello, today we're going to go over the dynamic content model for the Agora communities. In this model, there is a piece of what we're calling dynamic content driving the group that's released on a regular basis. This content could be in a variety of forms. It includes blog posts, recorded events, podcasts, slideshows, any kind of content format that things would be delivered in. But it's really what drives the participation of community members. So once that content is posted in the community, community members can then comment on it, ask questions, share ideas related to it, and collaborate on it in different ways. Its primary outcomes include the dissemination of information. Hopefully that information is consistent, and its secondary purposes includes the idea generation and promotion of your organization that is facilitating the community. So those are really the goals that we're focusing on in this type of model. Community participation looks a little different in this one as well. In this model, the core facilitator group, so that center circle, is rather large. Their responsibilities include content development, if not also gathering people to create that content. So if they're themselves not doing it, they're going to either be creating it or asking other contributors to submit their content. And then they'll be responsible for posting it into the community and cultivating the conversation that stems from what's posted. It's important to remember when creating this content or selecting it, it should be as open-ended and as it can be and appeal to a variety of audiences. That will get more people to comment. Contributors and collaborators will play a much smaller role in this community. Their job is really to look at the content, take it, use it possibly, and then comment back on it. They would share ideas, make connections, and even ask questions about it. But they're not the primary people responsible for that content. And then, of course, there's the crowd, who is almost non-existent in the sense that they don't have any responsibilities in this model. They can just watch what's going, take what they want, and simply read the posts. So let's take a look at what this community looks like. In our community, we have our welcome and about us that talks about our goals. There might be a short tour of the community, and then how to become an active member. And again, these are just some ideas. You could have other things that come out, but there's that information. The news forum, of course, is that place where the core facilitators group can post information that gets pushed out to anybody who's in the community. And then we go down to our dynamic content. And we're actually going to start at the bottom here, where we have what I've called title dynamic content item number 1. And you would want to include things like the date it was posted, who maybe is the author or creator, and then whatever content that you want to put in there. And again, that could be text, video, podcast, infographic, slide share, show, whatever you like there. And that's that content that's driving the conversation. And then there's a collaborative activity. So this is how I'm going to have people engage with it. In this case, I've chosen to do a forum, and I just put in the directions, hear what others are saying, and add your thoughts to the discussion about the dynamic content posted here. And so then participants could go in and comment on it there. Let's say we posted this the first week of April. Then a few weeks later, I would add my next piece of dynamic content. And so as you populate the page with dynamic content, in my head we're looking at it through the lens of each new piece of dynamic comment goes to the top of the page. And then as a new piece comes on, the older items slip to the back, to the point where you would want to eventually hide some of the old content and keep it new and fresh. Again, the same fields are here: date posted, author, creator, content listed there. And then in this case, instead of a forum, because this is really about sharing resources, let's pretend, the core facilitator group had them do a database of share your examples of something similar to what I'd shared with you. So there's a different way to structure that engagement. A few weeks later, you would want to come in, add your third piece of dynamic content, and in this case, we did it even different. We added a hashtag here so that people can tweet about it. And then our last one that would be a dynamic content item number 4, and we've posted a wiki here. So again, there's lots of ways that you could engage people in that content. You could do it the same way every time, or you can change it up and vary it however you like. I did include a calendar of events here on the right, so if people wanted to see any upcoming posts or dynamic content that's going to be posted there, and also a recent activity. So this is sort of the basic setup for that dynamic content model that would go out. And again, every time you would post, you'd push the older items down and then give people time to engage the content and respond back in the community. One of the things I think that would be key with keeping a dynamic content model community going is that consistent flow of information. So when we think about putting in the different pieces of content, that happen on a regular basis so that people can expect it, that you're pushing it out through that news forum so that everybody in the community knows that it's there, and that you're also promoting it outside the community by getting other people engaged and logging into it. I think this is a great way to add value to your content rather than just simply sharing resources. It's going to have that discussion or that collaborative piece attached to it. So this is just a look at the dynamic content model.